Thanks a lot, Simulid, for the organization of this webinar. I feel honored every time you invite me to give a presentation about our products and this activity that we want to support, and we like what you're doing for your customers as well. So the meeting is about IVF, simulation in IVF, and so the main two products that Accurate can offer in this area is they are Pickup Sim and Transfer Sim. What I will do, I will go through Pickup Sim first, following the sequence as in real life with the real patient. And then I will move on to the second part about Transfer Sim. We will do partially on slides and then a little bit of live sessions. So if you have any question, you can write in the chat, I guess, and we'll get the answer for you. So I start sharing my screen. So about Pickup Sim first. So Pickup Sim was our first simulator that we started to design in the Accurate in the Accurate R&D. Basically, we started looking at the market. We had good contacts in the IVF field, and we found out that the procedure of ovum pickup, so the procedure to collect follicles from the ovary of a woman that want to have a baby, was something that was done in real life in an invasive way, but it was not represented or simulated anyway. So the only practice that the physician could have until that day we invented the Pickup Sim was directly on the patient. So we started an initial research in 2011. Then in 2013, we launched the first Pickup Sim. Pickup Sim was tested with the University of Ferrara first, and then University of Geneva became also our partner in this development, in particular in the person of Professor Roberto Marci, a full professor at University of Ferrara, now working in Geneva, and also a member of the ESHRE Special Interest Group, and is also one of the author of the first publication that Pickup Sim had back in the 2019 about a pilot study of using this simulator for training. So the pilot study was done in Ferrara, in Italy, and it involved young doctors and also expert people in IVF. The results, of course, were results that brought to the attention of the authors that the need for training is there, and actually people, novice people that never did a pickup were able to understand better the position of the hand after doing pickups on the Pickup Sim. Then also we have a recommendation coming from ESHRE. So recommendation about for good practice in ultrasound in general, in real life, and inside the recommendation we have at chapter 11, we have also one of the major research gaps was training and competence, and training and OPU proficiency appear to be less specific. Newer technologies such as simulation training could help improve and standardize future training. So we have, after years, a push of the International Society for human reproduction towards this kind of training simulation. So now a quick overview of the product through a video, and then we come back to the presentation.
Pickup Sim is an innovative, high-fidelity system for the simulation of the human ovum collection procedure. The ultrasound monitor displays real clinical images, bringing more realism to your simulation scenario than ever. Pickup Sim includes a haptic feedback system to let the user feel the follicle and the ovarian wall resistances, as well as the needle and ultrasound probe movements allowed in any direction. Pickup Sim also focuses on the proper suction and washing timing, which will bring the best practice experience in the context of assisted human reproduction. Pickup Sim. Practice for perfection.
Okay. So this was only, a small video, of course, so as we do all the days. A video you do today, tomorrow is already old. So that's why I've reserved some minutes for a live session of the product. Anyway, we have videos on YouTube of the product, the catalog, the website, and please check the Simulate website for all the information. But in particular, some main feature of the simulator. The simulator allows you to train on an invasive procedure, and it uses real pickup needles. So what we install on the simulator can be needles from any company. We don't have a specific company we work with. We get Origin, we get Vitrolife, we get Cook medical needles. But you're able to change based on the needle they usually use in your lab. We have 7 scenarios. When we say scenarios, means ovaries. And when we say ovaries, means different ovaries with different number of follicles. You can aspirate, a different position of the follicles, and also pathological conditions like endometrioma. We make the user train on real ultrasound images. This is a must for accurate with all our product. We don't believe in refactoring, in redoing the ultrasound images. We use real ultrasound images taken from real patient, and we make them working together with the action of the user pushing the needle inside and outside the ovary. We made an haptic interface to this simulator, so you're able to feel the push, to feel the follicle wall, the ovary wall, while you're pushing the needle inside. And of course, we have different scenarios with different degree of difficulties. And now also the student performance is evaluated and analyzed. Of course, we can customize the simulator. We can add new scenarios. These will need to be evaluated from our side and from your side as well. So Pickup Sim include a software, a monitor, and a computer, even if there can be also optional. There is a pedal, the simulator pedal pump, and now the transport boxes are also IP67 waterproof, so you get something that actually you can fly with and you can ship it. As I said, as optional extras today, we have the advanced package. So basically you can add the 3 new clinical cases, 7 plus 3, a total of 10 to your library. Some information. So do you have costs during the use of Pickup Sim? No, there are no running costs, there are no consumables. You can have 10 scenarios. We provide the PC, and now is also available the possibility for you to buy your own PC, and we provide the software to install on your computer. Then we have videos, as I said, and updates of the software comes out. I would say for the Pickup Sim every year, and so, but we will inform you whenever we have something new. Accurate, I remember, is ISO certified. The product is patented, and we have normally a 6-8 weeks lead time, but it can be reduced right now because we have a lot of requests and we are doing some stocks. Anyway, Now, we go on the product if you agree, if you don't have any questions, and it means that I need to go on the other side of the office to meet my colleague Andrea that is already, as you can see, ready to show you the pickup. We'll do our best to do a little bit of, you know, recording and control room and action, okay? Okay, I'll see you in a minute. All right, let me know if you can hear me. Let me see, microphone, webcam, no,
Yes,
I want
we can.
tech. Maybe now you hear me better. No?
Yes, we hear you well.
Okay, good, good, good. Okay, so turn around me, Andrea. Okay. So maybe we can move this around, and we can move this around, and I can finally sit down in front of the simulator. So, okay. So with the help of Andrea, and I will show you the pickup sim. So this is the pickup sim simulator. We have put the screen on top. Actually, I can have also a big screen like this one, usually we use. So we have a computer with the software, and we did all the connections. Anyway, the aim today is to show you one procedure. One thing I want to show you, this is a real needle. So this is a real needle with a real Cook needle in this case. And we have a simulated probe, a simulated transvaginal probe. Basically, we are not simulating the insertion of the probe inside the vagina, but the probe is already there. This simulator does not have a shape of a real pelvis, but the image, the ultrasound image, is completely realistic, and so the user, since he doesn't have to insert the probe, will not think anymore about the white box in front of him, but he will think in terms of having a real patient in front of him. So the software, as I said, allows you to choose between different models in different scenarios. So I select the scenarios number 2 in this case, and I over there I have other options. I can select, for example, the possibility to inflate using a pump that I click and a pump, or a on-off pump. I can have regular or advanced modalities. Anyway, now I just want to show you how to do a session. So I load the case. The case is loading. And now I'm waiting for the case to load. Now come over here. So in the meantime, I can get confident with the image. So I have an image. So now if I start the case, the simulator will tell me at the beginning to not touch the probe and the needle. This is a calibration phase where I don't need to touch anything. Now I have an ultrasound image on the screen, and based on my desire, I am able to flip it horizontally or vertically from the instructor interface, okay? So I'm able also to add the guide wire. So I can add the guide wire that helps me to know where the needle is coming down. So basically, I have all the ultrasound feature that helps me to do the case. And now I start moving. So when I start to move the probe, as you can see on the screen, Andrea goes on the screen, it's moving also the ultrasound view. So basically, this initial phase, I don't have any needle down, and I'm just scanning left and right my ovary, visualizing the follicle. As you all know, since you are expert in this, the thing to do is to get a big follicle underneath the guide wire, push the needle in gently in order to go through the ovary wall. I feel the resistance, go inside the follicle, and once I'm inside, I aspirate the fluid. As you can see On the right side, I have a test tube that is filling of fluid. So the simulator basically, thanks to the, I'm going on aspirating in the meantime. Thanks to the pedal, basically I can aspirate without the need of fluid going around, but I have the visualization of the aspiration. So again, another follicle. Now it's basically 8 years that I'm doing this scenario, so I got used to it. As you can see, we have also the change of the test tube. The test tube changed, so my nurse basically did everything correctly. And if you see a little bit the numbers we have on the screen, so basically we have the total follicle that are included in this ovary, in this case 6 only, the follicle that I have aspirated so far, and we have the follicle compromised so far. So I'm good, I'm very good in this time. So I'm aspirating everything perfectly. Compromise means every time you leave the needle down inside the ovary, for example, and you scan the ovary left and right, for example, in this way. Hold on 1 second. Oh, yeah, nothing. I did something even worse. In this case, I compromised the session. I punctured a blood vessel. So basically, game over, global score 0. And I think the patient is going in the operating room. And I get fired probably. So but anyway, this was good to show you, because it means that we have also detected the different anatomies of the case, and we are able to understand also when the student is doing something really wrong. As you can see, this was an addition of the latest something we added in the latest versions. So we have a global score that gives to the user a scoring. Of course, if you puncture a vessel, the score is 0, despite what you did so far. So I was very precise, but this global score is 0. So now I want to load another case, a different case. In particular, I want to load the case number 9, that is the case with endometrioma, just to let you see also different reaction of tissues that it can aspirate or not. So while it's loading, what I can tell you is that the feeling is realistic. The procedure, you can do it in a very safe way. You can do it and redo it. And right now, Pickup Sim has got also a way to create classes. Here in the Instructor Interface, you can create classes. You can have the student log in, and you can save their own data. So it's not only in arcade mode like a couple of years ago, but now is an educational tool that allows you to save data and to do publication as well. So this case, you see we have a different ultrasound image, maybe less clear than the previous one. And anyway, again, I can scan in different direction. I'm sorry if you're used to do flip it vertical the session, but I'm used in this way. I can add the guide wire again. And as you can see on top, there is an endometrioma. So there is something that can be confused by not expert people as a follicle. But if I go inside and I aspirate, I'm actually aspirating blood, as you can see in the test tube. So actually, there is also the question, I can go, I need to aspirate it, I can go over it. So these are usually questions that you as an instructor will answer to the student. And as every simulator, I think, is a way to talk in an informal way about something. So the same is the pickup. So I go inside this follicle, for example, I aspirate this follicle, and what I can do, some of you appreciate it, some of you know, because you don't do it in real life. So I can also wash back the follicle, quindi flush the follicle and I can aspirate it again. So this is a procedure that some physicians do, some of you don't, but it's possible to do it with the pickup as well. Then nothing. So I can also have an image less clear. I can make it unclear. I can, thanks to the pickup software, I can. Now I want to break some follicles. You see, I'm breaking follicles now. I had 7, I was good at 2, and now I compromise 4 because I just left the needle down and move left and right. So just to finish and to say what the pickup want to do is, of course, not substitute the training or the action on a real patient, but to give to the student the idea how to do the procedure before going on a real patient. And this is done thanks to a real image, a real haptic interface, and realistic scenarios, and an evaluating system that helps the instructor to evaluate the student if you want. So this is what you can do with the pickup. Of course, the pickup never get tired. Inside there is a guide that a mechanical guide that usually is used in mechanical applications, so it lasts millions and millions of cycles. Cycles means up and down of a needle, so you can imagine it will never get finished, and you'll be able to train all your students with no problems. So I'll get back to my computer, and in the meantime, if you have any questions, please write in the chat. It will take me 30 seconds to go back. So I'm here again. Now I can remove. Okay, can you hear me again? I guess so.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for the feedback. So now let's go to the transfer while Andrea is moving around the camera. So the second simulator we started developing for in the IVF field was the transfer. So the transfer goes to basically the transfer goes to do training on the last phase of the human reproduction pathway that the woman needs to do. So first collection of the follicles, then goes to the embryologist, and then once the embryo is created, back to the uterus of the future mother, that hopefully, if the process is done correctly, will have a baby in 9 months. The transfer was another of those practice and procedures not available in simulation. And so we started looking at it since we were already involved with already involved in the IVF field. And so we started looking at the kind of procedure you do. So the procedure is the procedure where you basically, in these cases, the woman is not is awake, and you place a speculum, gynecology, you use an ultrasound probe, since it is an ultrasound guided procedure, and you place a catheter inside the uterus at a particular place inside the uterus, and you release the embryo. So speaking about that, it looks very simple to do, most simple than the pickup. Believe it or not, the need to train on the embryo transfer is even bigger than the training on the pickup, for the importance of the embryo transfer, basically. So what we started on the 2014, and then we worked on the 2016, and we launched it on the 2016, the first transfer sim. And also we started evaluating it with University of Ferrara and University of Geneva. Our KOL is always Professor Roberto Marci. And here is a product overview. Let me see, maybe he lost also the, okay, share the sound.
Transfer Sim is an innovative, high-fidelity virtual simulator for the ultrasound-guided embryo transfer procedure. The ultrasound probe and the equipment designed by Accurate will recreate the most realistic scenarios of embryo placement, as the clinicians will test and improve their skills with this practical simulator. The simulator allows the usage of real devices as inner and outer embryo transfer catheters for a 360-degree simulation experience. The user can even modify the cervical canal geometry on the fly through the software, as well as choose among different uterus types. The transfer sim includes real ultrasound images, and it allows the user to add his own clinical cases thanks to a user-friendly editor included in the software. Any physician can make mistakes, but practice can bring to perfection. Transfer Sim will lend you a hand.
Again, also for these products, we have catalog, we have videos, we have the website, and of course, Simlead website is the place of your reference for any information. And actually, Simlead was so far very successful with this kind of simulators. It means that your territory is has the need of training with this kind of procedures. Again, about the transfer, again, we want to use real devices. So the transfer basically is equipped with inner and outer catheters, can be used with any inner and outer catheters. We provide one, but of course you don't have to stick with that one if it's not the one that you usually use in your clinical experience. Transfer catheters, they may differ one to the other more than the pickup needle. So we do understand that the need for a simulator is not to use a specific catheter, but to use multiple, to be able to use multiple catheters, multiple solutions. Then a second thing that we did is to think about the possibility to make the simulator change the position of the uterus, the conformation of the uterus automatically. So basically from the software, you have now the possibility to change the uterus position. So retroverted, anteverted, retroflexed, anteflexed, all the different combinations. And so you have the possibility to train on different scenarios. We have, if I remember right, more than 10 scenarios you can train on up to today, and they are continuously developing. We have a realistic pelvis this time because we have a realistic insertion of a speculum and the usage of a simulated ultrasound probe on top of the mannequin. Of course, also in this case, you can save and analyze the student data. And in the last release of the software that just came out, I think a week ago, you have the possibility to save the data, analyze the results. And so as for pickup and as for all the other products that we are developing, we want to have research, we want to have publication, you can do it. I think I went too far. Transfer is equipped with notebook, monitor, with a transport box. We put also a speculum, a transfer catheter, and actually up to today, as for the pickup sim and as for all our products, you can even request a transfer without a computer if you want to use your own computer, or if you want to use a unique computer for both transfer and pickup in case it's needed, in case you want to do. Also, the monitor is optional as well. Now, what came out also this lately, because in this period our R&D is fully concentrated on the transfer, is an optional, very attractive optional for the transfer. This is the transfer sim AR, augmented reality. So the augmented reality is everywhere and on the mouth of everyone in the simulation field. We wanted to give the possibility to the user to see as an hologram in front of them the path taken by the catheter during his own procedure. So basically now the user can visualize not only on the ultrasound picture, but also in the real environment, in real life, or as an hologram. He can visualize the procedure, the insertion of the embryo, the release of the embryo, and eventually something that happened to the uterus while you are touching the fundus of the uterus. Let's see a video regarding this. Let's comment it together. So, of course, the software needs to run on HoloLens by Microsoft. This is, for example, a procedure that one of my colleagues is doing, and he's doing regularly with the pickup. So outer catheter and inner catheter goes in, and the transfer gives you the distance from the tip, from the fundus of the uterus and the tip of the catheter. Okay, so we have a calculation of the distance and we have a release of the embryo. All this you see in an ultrasound mode as in real life until now, but now that you have the possibility to install a software on your HoloLens, basically the image you have is the ultrasound image as usual, plus the possibility to have this hologram placed on top of your mannequin, and that allows you to see the catheter moving inside and the release of the embryo. So basically the procedure is not a video, but it's actually your procedure you are doing. So it gives an augmented vision of what you do in reality to the student that usually doesn't have the possibility to see a cutted uterus and to see the movement of the catheter is pushing inside. Here is a second attempt where actually the user, I think, if I remember correctly, is releasing the embryo in a different position, and with the uterus in a different position as well. Of course, also the augmented reality is able to visualize if you see the curvature is changing. So it's changing on the devices, and it's changing also inside. Okay, now you see catheter is pushing the fundus of the uterus, and that is bleeding a little bit. And of course, on the software catheters transfer software, you see on the top right, uterus fundal touches 1. So it means every time we touch, we see on the AR, and we see also on the regular ultrasound view. So again, you maybe cannot believe too much in augmented reality, but I think that augmented reality can be very useful when first is correspondent to what the user is doing actually. So it shows what is doing in a different way. Second, it's very useful for those procedure and those organs that are difficult to visualize anatomically in real life. And so you need something extra to allow you to see what's inside and what's the movement of the catheter in this case during the procedure. Anyway, so speaking about transfer sim, again, no running costs. About the scenarios, there are no more extras, everything is included, so 10 scenarios included. again, the PC, we can provide the PC, or you can have your optional PC, and then updates as for the pickup sim. We will able to send you updates about the simulator. So now I go, let me see, we have 10 minutes roughly. I go on the other side again to use the simulator and let you see live one case. And then I come back for the final discussions. Give me 1 minute.
Okay. Let me see if you can hear me. Yes, I think you can hear me now. So transfer. This is a transfer simulator. The external side is like a pelvis, a woman pelvis, and we have a speculum already inserted. We didn't want to waste time in inserting the speculum. By the way, this is a real speculum that we provide, but you can use your own speculum, of course. Now, let me see, because we are on the same computer as, okay, with the transfer. So maybe I can let you see from the computer the user interface, because we are on the same computer. So this is how it looks like, the new instructor interface. So the instructor is able to choose between different cases, and he can edit the case, and he can load. Okay, he can edit the case if you want. So parameters of the case. He can do also management of the student, as we can already do with our products. So you can create classes, manage the teachers, and edit the profile and save all the data. And also now we have the show QR, that part that is for the transfer sim AR. So basically we have a glyph that you can see that we attach underneath the simulator, and you can scan and see and then see the augmented reality. So now let me see if I can show you here. If I load the case, for example, you're not selecting any student. You want to continue? Yes. Okay. Okay. No catheter is inside. So basically, if I want to show what I'm seeing, let me see. I need to do this. Stop share. I need to share the other side. So I need to show you the user side. So the user, first of all, will have the possibility to train on putting a little bit of training on what you can do, what you want to do. I mean, what you need to do during a transfer. Okay. And so you need to put in the right order the different actions. And when you do validate, you will have the result of what it is. This is the first, phase that we allow us to buy some time for the simulator to set up. And at the same time, we give a little bit of gaming to the user. Then we ask the user to apply the speculum, and then we go on the procedure. As you can see now, the instructor can allow, for example, can allow and not allow the virtual ultrasound. So basically, if it's not your aim to use the ultrasound probe and to let the user understand where you need to put the ultrasound during this procedure, you can even leave it on, and as an instructor I can say, okay, leave the virtual ultrasound on. I can also, as an instructor, I want to show you this because this is new. Instructor interface now allows you, the instructor, to see all the phases of the procedure. I have the image that the students see on his screen. I see the simulation timing, the touch of the fundal of the uterus, the tip distance, so the distance of my catheters with the fundus of the uterus. I can, if the user wants to flip vertically or horizontally the pictures. I can get the control if the user is not able to drive the simulation, and I can switch on and off different features like I don't care about touches fundus of the uterus, so basically I don't want the user to see this info, but only get at the end what he did. I switch it off. I don't want to give a marker release, I switch it off and stuff like that. So basically possibility to hide or to show to the user different features of his procedure. So now let's go back to the user interface. Of course, the user interface is placed on the monitor, on the external monitor. Now, let me see. So here we have our real inner catheter. Here we have the outer catheter. As you know, it depends from how the doctor he does. In real life, some of the doctor goes with the inner only, some other inner and outer together, some other outer first, inner then. It depends. This is up to the physician. They are more expert than me. I go in the old school way, so outer and first, that is stiffer. Once I get in, I go in with the inner. I want Andrea to look inside if you can see the position of the speculum was in a way to visualize the cervix canal, okay? So the cervix. And thanks to this visualization of the cervix, I will maybe it will be maybe possible for me to get inside. So I try to go inside with the external. Okay. Now, what they told me, if you go over there, what I want them to see is, okay, I'm seeing the tip of the catheter getting in. Okay, over here. Of course, as an instructor, I can enlight or more or less the light of the catheter, depending on how difficult I want the student to train on. Then my inner catheter is getting in. I have a correspondence with the tags on the catheters. Now I go back a little bit because the best is between 1 and 2 centimeters. I inflate with the syringe, and I have released the embryo. So I wanted the marker, and so the marker is there. Now the procedure is over, and thanks to the simulator, something you don't tell me in real life is this number, tip distance from fundus, that is very useful for beginners. But of course, then if you want to do a real session, you can, as an instructor, remove it. And now the student need to do it looking at the picture, ultrasound picture, and guessing the distance from the fundus. Okay, so I finished my session, and as an instructor, I can close the session. No, next, sorry. As a student, I can go next, remove the speculum. So now, okay, I remove the speculum, and I finish my session. So once the session is finished, if I were logged in as a student, I would have also results of what he did and information about the procedure. So I go on the other side, back to my PC for the last part.
So back to my seat. So nothing. So I hope you actually want to close the webinar. We have 3 minutes left. I hope you had the possibility to see some of the feature of our simulator. And of course, Charbel and his team are the point of your contacts in your region. They have high experience with these simulators that are a unique possibility to get some experience before going on a patient in this very particular field. Thanks a lot, everyone, Simulead. And if you have any questions, of course, for me also with no chat, like live, I'm here to answer anything. And thanks, of course, for attending. This was a long hour for you as well, I guess.
Sir Massimo, may I ask one question, please?
Absolutely.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Milham for the invitation, and I'd like to thank you for your excellent presentation and demonstration. My question is, can we combine the 2 systems into one system to cut the cost of the system?
Yeah, this is a question that we get a lot. You know, what we were able to do lately is actually to remove the need of a PC from when you buy the pickup, or better, you can have your own computer. So you can buy a supercomputer and use it for both pickup and transfer, of course, not in the same time. So we give you the possibility to install a software on the same computer. But technically, on a hardware side, the 2 simulators are completely different. Internally, completely different. They are similar in nothing, one to the other, from the sensor they have, so it's not possible to combine them right now. And I don't see these done in the next future easily, actually.
Thank you a lot.
Thanks.
Any more questions? Well, I think it's the end. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Thank you, Massimo, for this great presentation. I would like to just remind everyone that this was a recorded session, and it's going to be uploaded under webinar section in our website. Thank you very much. We're going to be sharing this with everyone who attended. And for any more questions, please do not hesitate to contact us anytime by email, phone, or any way you prefer. Thank you very much, and hope to see you in our next webinar.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.